Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than what I'm used to doing here, but I'm super excited. So my first eyeshadow review of 2017 is going to be a special one, and that is going to be the Juvia's palette, the other way. This Juvia's palette, the Saharan by Juvia, and I'm so excited to do a video on this palette because first things first, the owner is a minority and I'm all about the minorities. I'm all about us hustling and doing our thing. I really appreciate when I see minority brands launch their products and have huge amounts of pride in what they are putting into this makeup world with their culture in the background. And that's why I was so excited to try this palette. Not only that, but Juvia's Place, if you haven't heard of them, is a makeup brand that's on the come up. They have some amazing eyeshadows. The first palette that I ever bought from Juvia's Place was the Masquerade, and I used this on my black-owned makeup video, and I was just obsessed. The palette is huge, and you get all this yumminess. You know I love my drama, so this was just amazing. And the palettes are pretty affordable, and let me just tell you, these palettes are so freaking pigmented. So that being said, we are just gonna jump right into the review for this palette. Now I wanna give some quick history on this palette. So they launched a few palettes and they did phenomenal. People were loving. So, you know, they started to come up with some ideas for a new one and they came up with this baby. And you can see that it is much smaller than this palette right here, but nonetheless, it's beautiful. Like, this selection is me. And some of you guys may see it and be like, that's a little too dramatic for me, but honestly, I'm telling you, you can create anything with this palette and it will look stunning. I would say if there's a palette that you would really want to get your hands on to kind of explore that drama world, it would definitely be this one. It's affordable. It's $28, which is a very good price for a really good quality product. So I'm gonna go ahead and quickly give you the rundown on how it came. It came packaged in this box right here, and it came in a nice box. Everything was nicely wrapped so that it would not break, which I really appreciate. The last thing I want is a broken palette. That is a no-no, so I really like the fact that they did that. As for like little advertisements or things coming in the box, they didn't have that, which I wish that they did because I feel like it's always cool to have like a little card or something, either saying thank you or just kind of like advertising something else, or just saying like tag your photos on Instagram, stuff like that. I always really appreciate that, but this one didn't have that. But at least I was happy that they wrapped it very nicely and I didn't have to worry about it maybe being broken. Also, I want to quickly say that either their factory or where they have all their shipment is in New York. So for me being in Maryland, it literally took 2 days for it to get to my house. It was quick. Like, it was a quick delivery. So I was super impressed. I'm sure that for the people that live on the West Coast, it'll take a little bit longer, maybe a day longer, but nonetheless, the shipping, everything went so smoothly. I know people have had issues in the past, but both of my experiences have been nothing but pleasant. So I really appreciate that. I feel like because they were starting so small and they weren't expecting all this traffic, there was a point where they might have been a little bit on the bad side with their delivery, their tracking numbers, everything like that. But I feel like now that they're prepared for launches and everything, I think they are definitely getting on track to being much better. You always have to give the smaller brands a break because they're just starting, and when you have a huge YouTuber like Jaclyn Hill, Nikki Tutorials, or somebody like that rave about this, things are gonna get hectic real quick. In pictures, things always look much bigger than in person. Like, they will literally zoom up, make the picture look perfect, everything like that. So I was definitely expecting this palette to be much bigger. When I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so small. I wasn't expecting this. But then when I started to, you know, hold it in my hand and everything, I was like, you know what, that's actually perfect because I can take this traveling. I can take this on the go if I wanted to do my eyeshadow, if I want to put it in my freelance kit. I'm going to put up an up-close shot of this palette so that you guys can see exactly what it looks like. This palette does have 12 shades, and in the 12 shades, you have 4 matte shadows included, and the rest are very nice, shimmery metallic colors that swatch beautifully. You guys are going to see a clip of me applying the eyeshadows. They literally blend so beautifully, and you need the lightest touch to really get in there and just give you exactly what you need. So you guys will see here that I start with the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and then I am just going to blend that into my skin and make sure that I set it in my skin. Then I'm going to start off with that gorgeous shade, and I'm literally going to apply that on the outer edges of my eyelids. And basically what we're going to be doing here is creating that halo. And I really, really adore how well and how easy the shadows blend. Even though they're super pigmented, they're not patchy whatsoever. They blend like a dream. Once I have blended out that first shadow, I'm going to go back in with my shimmery shadow, and I'm just going to place that in the center of my eyelid, and that's just going to wrap together that halo eye, and then I'm going to blend everything else together, and bam. I do wish that there was a little bit more of a warm transition color in here, because you can see this is kind of like more like rust, and this one is kind of a little too light for me. It's a little bit darker than my skin tone, but I just feel like I needed something a little bit more warmer in there. So I would say if there could have been something warmer added to this palette in matte form and a transition shade, it would have been bomb. And the next thing that I wish that this palette would have had is a brow bone highlight. Now this one right here, I did swatch it because I wanted to see if this silver could work, but I feel like it would have looked like too much. It had a little bit too much of that silvery effect, and it really was not going to work for my skin type. Now on my more fair skin girls, I feel like it would have looked like straight up silver up there, and it wouldn't make the look nice and put together. Everything else I really do love. I feel like it has a really good selection. You have your more dramatic shades up here, and then you have a little bit in between, and then you have some lighter shades. I feel like these are screaming to me Valentine's Day. This one's definitely more of a neutral row, and then this one is definitely the most dramatic row out of all of them. But I feel like it's a total fun palette to play with. I love the concept of how they have this picture right here and how it's simple, clean, and sleek. I definitely think this palette is worth it. Those were the only two things that I wasn't a huge fan of that this palette didn't have, but then again, we can't always get every single thing that we want. But what I was really excited to see was that these shadows blended out so beautifully, and also that these shadows have really good pigmentation. I honestly hate when shadows are so patchy and they're not buttery and they don't go onto that eyelid or hand nice and smooth. So I literally, when I see something like that, I just cringe, but this palette does not have that issue whatsoever. If you own any other Juvia's face palettes, you know the drill. You know that these are not shadows that are cheap or anything like that. They have amazing pigmentation, and let me just tell you, whenever I feel like down or I feel like I'm just in a funk when it comes to doing YouTube and my Instagram page and everything that I'm doing that I'm really passionate about, I think about the Juvia's Place owner who started her makeup company with $2,000. Imagine starting a makeup company with $2,000. And her husband was like, girl, I don't know if you're gonna be able to do that. And for somebody to just literally come in and slay the game with $2,000 for the makeup collection and be well on their way with several palettes that have launched and being extremely successful, that is goals. That is so inspirational to me. That lets me know to never stop chasing my dreams and keep going for what I want, because anything can happen as long as you're passionate and you put your heart and soul in it. And that's what I know Juvia's Place does. They put their heart and soul into their products to make the best that they can, to make their clients really have good experiences and branch out and really get in a happy place when they do their makeup. That's exactly what I was feeling today. It was such a pleasant experience doing my makeup because everything that I was blending out into my eyes and creating was so pleasant and peaceful. So I know that sounds crazy for me to say. You guys are probably like, girl, you're getting way too deep right now. But that's exactly how I felt, and that's why I'm a huge supporter of makeup companies. You guys know that I won't rave or talk about something unless I really love it, and I buy all my products. And if I don't love it, I'm gonna tell you guys straight up. But this is worth trying. Even if you don't want to try this, I'm telling you, you can go onto Juvia's Place website and you can see that they have more neutral colors if you're into the more natural look. They have more dramatic colors. They have everything you need, and they're great prices, and that's why I really love the company. So that being said, I really hope that you guys found this video useful, and if you guys want to see a tutorial using these colors, then please let me know, because I would love to play more with this palette. It's just stunning. So if you guys have purchased Juvia's Place products, let me know which ones you have and your experiences, and just keep me updated because I love to play around with makeup. And if you guys have any other suggestions on eyeshadow palettes that you want me to try out, then please go ahead and leave your suggestions down in the comment section, because I will be going to my local stores and checking these products out. So if you guys are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and become a member of our family here on YouTube, because we love interacting about all things beauty. We would love for you to join our family, so don't forget to do that. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, then please go ahead and thumbs it up. That helps me out, lets me know that I'm doing something right. And I will be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.